My 26F boyfriend 22M tried to give me feedback because I accidentally hurt my baby. How do I make him understand it wasn't okay? A few hours ago my boyfriend 22M and myself 26F just got home from the store. Our baby was fussing since she was super tired and was crying. I was trying to breastfeed as we walked to the door. I also had to get the car seat because my boyfriend was getting our bags of groceries. I breastfed my baby in one hand while I carried the car seat in the other. He unlocked the door and let me walk in first. As I was walking in with the car seat, I accidentally bumped my baby onto the doorknob. It was a little loud, so I knew it hurt her and she started crying again. I turned to him as he walked in behind me and said, "Oh my gosh, I just hit her head on the door, did you hear that?" I walked to our room to comfort her and try to soothe her. As I was doing that, he started saying to me, "Well, why didn't you put the car seat down?" I told him I was trying to, and then he said, "Why didn't you leave it outside?" Keep in mind our baby is still crying and I start getting overwhelmed because I feel absolutely horrible that she's hurting, and of course it was my fault. But we kept going back and forth and I finally just gave him a look of "Are you serious?" and just stopped talking. I started crying because I was overwhelmed with guilt. It is. He left me alone for a minute when he put the groceries away. My baby calmed down and was just eating. After a couple minutes when he came back, he asked why I was crying and why I was upset, and I just told him I'm overwhelmed and I feel bad. He kept asking and I finally told him that I felt horrible for hitting her head, and I was also upset that he kept telling me I should have done other things instead and questioning me why I didn't do something else. I told him I get that it was my fault, and I knew it could have been avoided, but I didn't need him criticizing me in that moment. He walked off after that. About 10 minutes later he get in bed and I start getting ready for bed, and I asked him if he was upset since he stops talking when he does. He said he's frustrated because I'm not open to feedback. I told him it's not that I'm not open to it, but there's a time and place to do it. And that wasn't the time. He could have waited until later. And he said he'd rather do it then and there or he would have forgotten. I told him how he would feel if he's trying to calm her down after he accidentally hurt her, and I'm just telling what he should have done. He said, "Yeah, that's fine, do it." I told him that's not being supportive, and that I didn't feel supported in that moment. He stopped talking to me, and after I kept saying to talk, he said there's nothing else to talk about. I don't really know how to explain it to him how I feel. I already told him I feel like he's not understanding what I'm saying. I don't what to do, honestly. I'm just very frustrated. The whole situation just sucks. How do I got about this? It feels like he's not open to feedback about his feedback. Edit. The car seat did need to go inside. I was getting her out of it when he said to take inside as well since he has work tomorrow. That's why I got it. We both didn't think of taking 2 trips. It's our first baby, so we're trying our best together. Of course he has a right to be upset. It was the timing of his words for me. I just want advice on how to approach this with him now, whether you understand how I feel or if you understand more how he feels. The baby is feeling better after she was done feeding for those concerned.